What is going on, guys? My name is AJ, and we are here to talk about Dying Light. This was a fantastic game that has absolutely consumed every free moment of my time. Currently, I have racked up around 100 hours worth of gameplay through this game. That includes doing the main story and pretty much every side quest I could find, except for some of the challenges, because quite frankly, I've become an angry person doing any sort of speed challenges with times. Like, I don't play racing games for that reason. But it's a really great game, and I loved it so much. So I just wanted to talk about it real quick, do a brief little review. If you guys haven't played this yet, you should definitely go out and get it. It's definitely one of my tops so far of the year. And I don't see too many games beating it, except for maybe The Witcher 3, but it's a completely different type of game. So, I don't know, for what it is, first-person zombie survival game, it's amazing. First of all, I think it's impossible to have a game that doesn't have some flaws. Every game has a flaw, and Dying Light is no amazing game. It's not perfect. It's a great game, but it's not a perfect game. And, of course, it does have its own flaws. And one of the things that really makes this game suffer, and it's the only thing that is my major downfall for it, is with PC version, and I don't know so much about consoles, because I'm mainly a PC game player, but PC-wise, the frame rates drop so drastically when you're fighting something like a spitter or zombies horde in on you. And of course, I've heard some things that, maybe it's my monitors were too out of date, so I upgraded to actually an HD computer, like a TV screen that I was able to hook up my computer monitor and all my stuff to. And it bumped my frame rates up, but I still had issue whenever a spitter launches spit at you. Like, it just drastically drops, and if you're getting attacked by a zombie, all of a sudden it tries to whip you around, and the frame rates just drop. Like, it's bad. However, that doesn't stop me from wanting to play the game. It's annoying, but you can survive it. It's not like your character instantly dies because you're not able to get out of a hold from a zombie or anything like that. But if you're low on health, you're going to have some issues. So it's really a big issue. I know they know about it, and they've been trying to patch it and fix it, but it's just one of those things that it can really kill the game if your computer's not really updated. I did drop some of the graphics on my game, and playing it on a windowed version instead of full screen does help, but really, you don't want to do that. That kind of takes away from the experience of the game, but all in all, that's a very minor thing. The only other con I can really find in this game, however, is agility skill, your parkour skill, if you will. It doesn't really level quite as easily as everything else. Like I said, I had 100 hours. When I finally maxed out my parkour stuff, my agility skill, I had put in about 64 to 65 hours worth of gameplay to level it up. Now, one thing I did notice is it seems like they figured that out too, and they actually improved it by making it so that you can get agility points through traps, luring zombies into traps and things like that. And also, as far as it goes, it takes far less points total to level and max out your agility. Whereas it's like 400,000 points to have your survivor rank all the way up to level 25. It's about, I think it was 22 or 25,000 points for the agility to get up to level 24, which is the max. So that makes it a little bit easier. It's a harder skill to increase. Just because you're running around, you don't get a bunch of skill points. So they did try to improve it. They made it to where it's not impossible, but Basically, I had the survivor rank and my fighting ability maxed out at about the same time. But it took me another 5 to 10 hours to get my agility up, and I had to farm agility points, sacrificing myself at night to find a safe location to take advantage of the double skill points while I was out and about. So it's kind of annoying, but all in all, that's very small. I mean, those are my only two cons for this game. The rest of it is nothing but amazing. I mean, the pros vastly outweigh the cons in this game. And like I said, if you haven't gotten it already, why just stop listening to me, go pick it up. It's a great game. I mean, first and foremost, I gotta say, it feels so familiar. Techland, some of the guys that helped produce Dead Island, I think Dead Island Riptide, and probably Dead Island, the original. But it feels so familiar. It's a lot like Dead Island. I mean, the zombie types are the same. I mean, you have the spitters, you have the bloating guys that blow up. You have the big mamma jammas that you want to avoid because they drop gigantic sledgehammers and weapons at you. It's all very familiar, but it's done so much better. It really is. And the main thing is the one thing that's hardest for me to level up was parkour. Without the parkour element, it's just a zombie game, you know. It's another Dead Island, and not that I didn't like Dead Island, but I felt like in Dead Island I was forced to fight more zombies because yes, you can run away, but you can't necessarily get away from the bad guys. You have to kind of deal with the problem in front of you. And where this time, when you're a lower level, you can fight or you can flee. And I liked being able to go, oh crap, there's too many guys, and jump on a rooftop and escape. Except for the virals, I believe they're called, the ones that run at you and they can parkour too. Except for those guys and kind of dealing with them, that's easier. But I liked that element. Parkour made it so much better. And I liked the ability to get away when things got a little dicey. So I really like it. It feels so familiar. It's like Dead Island. But they took it one more step above and beyond. Of course, they also have the day-night cycle, which makes it just that much better. I mean, bad guys at night are ridiculous. And it makes you plan. It makes you strategize a lot more in this game to try to survive. Try to avoid doing things at night. As soon as that sun goes down, you're a sitting duck. I mean, if you're caught out at night, you're going to die, more than likely. And I love that aspect of this game. You know, I purposely planned my stuff so where I never went out at night playing this game. Not until I got later on in the combat skills when I felt comfortable fighting the they call them nightmares. Jade calls them nightmares in the game. So I had to wait a long time until I felt like I could deal with them. So I liked it. It's got a good day-night cycle. It's got a real feeling of dread at night, and I love that. It's done so well. Of course, the other thing that makes this thing an amazing game is voice acting. In general, it's great. I don't know. It's like it was almost like everyone was trying to be Nolan North. It's just everyone brought their A game, and aside from one, maybe two people.
You've taken enough. You can't have any more. Firkin, tell him.
Isla, please. Just let me talk to the man.
You can't just push us around like this. Firkin gonna kick your ass. Do it, Firkin. Kick his ass.
For God's sake. Look, I don't want any trouble.
I mean, it was so good. Voice acting was amazing. Now, I came from a generation that played games like Final Fantasy VII, where there is no voice acting. Everything you have to read, it's all text-based. So, it's never been a big deal for me if it's not great voice acting. But this time around, the voice acting was so good, it made me want to continue the story. It made me want to hear what they're saying instead of going, okay, skip, 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 skip. I don't want to hear that. I don't care. This time, I actually wanted to hear everything that they were saying. It was just so good. I love the voice acting in this. So I just have to say that these days, voice acting and presentation just makes the game that much better. And of course, with this one, it's got an amazing storyline. I mean, story-wise, you're still looking at around 20 hours worth of gameplay, just doing nothing but the main mission. And that's an amazing amount of content. It's really good. I love it. But
Look, I got rid of them, but you better reinforce that gate
as it is, I mean, the story itself is just so good. All I wanted to do was play it, and I actually ended up going ahead and watching some YouTube videos to see how the game ended, because I wanted to see it. But I was like, oh, I want to do more side quests. I want to do this stuff. You know, I want to see what happens with, you know, Ghazi and his mother, who's actually, spoiler, a stuffed mannequin type thing that he made out of sacks and wrote "World's Greatest Mom" on a T-shirt and all that stuff. It's pretty sad, but I loved it. I loved it, and I wanted to see more of the side quest. I wanted to see what people needed, what they thought and found important, and this zombie apocalypse. It was pretty great, and I loved it. I loved the storyline, and like I said, I watched people play it, and then I continued to play the game myself. I just wanted to see how it ended. I was so caught up in the story. I wanted to see how it what happened, but I wanted to make sure I got all the side quests done, just in case key party members or quest givers died later on down the game. I wanted to do the side quests in case I couldn't come back and finish all the side quests. So it's a lot of fun. It's a great story, and it's amazing. And it's, I mean, #1 pro for me. It's an amazing zombie slaying game. They just did a great job with it. Everything about it was great. So again, it's an amazing game. It's not perfect, but for what it is, it's really good. And if you guys haven't picked it up, go ahead and do it. I mean, my ranking system's always been out of 5, and I would give it 4.5 out of 5. I mean, it's so good. It's a great game. And like I said, I got 100 hours in it, and I paid $79.99 for the deluxe edition. Well worth it. Money well spent. I've been addicted to it. I'm going to wait for all the DLC to come out and continue to play. I can't wait. I'm excited for it. I already played the first set of DLC while I was actually going through the game. It came out. It didn't add a whole lot of content, but it was fun. It was good stuff. And I hope they keep adding stuff. Makes the season pass and owning the season pass worthwhile if they can get content out quick enough to keep me playing this game. I'm going to check it out. But even if it takes a while, I'm going to come back and keep playing this because I love Dying Light. It's a great game. Pick it up, guys, if you haven't already, like I said. And, 4.5 out of 5. Great game. Pick it up. So anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please stay tuned for more from my channel. I'm going to try to pick up every new game that I can, play some old ones. So hopefully you guys stick around, and I will see you next time.